What's poppin', internet? Snuph here from Dirty Earthlings with another episode of the Rapper Report Card. On this week's episode, we'll be taking a look at someone everyone has an opinion on, Eminem. It seems people either love him or they hate him, and I'm sure both will have something to say after he gets this report card. So stick around and let's see if Slim Shady makes the grade. Before we jump into the grades though, let's take a quick look at the criteria. Each rapper is graded in 6 different categories: vocabulary, delivery, wordplay, beats, creativity and originality, and impact on the culture. Each category will receive a letter grade of A through F, and, just like in school, each letter has a point value attached. A's are 4 points, B's are 3, C's are 2, D's are 1, and F's get 0 points. Plus or minus grades will either add or subtract 0.5 points. So like the highest someone can get is an A+, which would be 4.5 points. Got it? At the end, we'll add up the points, divide by the 6 categories, and what we're left with is the MC's Rapper GPA. Please be sure to like and subscribe so you can be notified when new report cards drop. Eminem, born Marshall Mathers on October 17, 1972, is undeniably one of the most iconic and influential figures in the history of hip-hop. Arriving on the scene with Infinite in 1996, it went mostly unnoticed by general audiences. Many people's intro to Eminem was Just Don't Give a Fuck in 1998, which was followed by his massive hit My Name Is in 1999. Eminem's subsequent albums, including the Marshall Mathers LP and The Eminem Show, solidified his status as a rap icon. These albums featured hit singles like Stand, Without Me, and Lose Yourself, which won an Oscar for Best Original Song and became one of his signature tracks. Throughout his career, Eminem has faced both critical acclaim and controversy. His lyrics often delved into personal struggles, family issues, addiction, and societal problems, sparking debates about censorship and free speech. Despite these controversies, he continued to release successful albums such as Encore, Relapse, Recovery, and the Marshall Mathers LP 2. In addition to his solo career, Eminem was a founding member of the rap group D12 and ran with the Outsiders and was involved with the supergroup Slaughterhouse. Eminem's use of vocabulary throughout his career stands as a testament to his lyrical brilliance and has consistently set him apart as one of the most influential and admired artists in the hip-hop genre. Eminem's use of metaphors and similes is not only clever, but often profound. He has a knack for taking abstract concepts and rendering them vividly for people to see with their minds. His use of vocabulary serves as a conduit for his emotions. He delves deep into his own struggles, insecurities, and inner demons, and his word choices resonate deeply with listeners who connect with his honesty and vulnerability. Over the course of his career, Eminem has continued to push the boundaries of what is possible with language in hip-hop. His willingness to experiment with new styles and sounds while maintaining his lyrical abilities keeps his music fresh and relevant. On the flip side, while M possesses an impressive skill for rhyming words and constructing complex verses, his subject matter can become somewhat repetitive. He has frequently relied on controversial themes, which can limit the breadth of his vocabulary and alienate some listeners. For instance, in songs like Kim, he delves into some graphic and, to some, disturbing themes which may be seen as gratuitous rather than artistically necessary. Ultimately though, he consistently raises the bar for lyricism in hip-hop, inspiring a whole new generation of artists. Eminem's raps aren't just tools for self-expression, but works of art that deserve to be celebrated for their ability to relay messages in new and interesting ways. I have to give him an A for vocabulary. Eminem's rapid-fire, aggressive delivery style is undoubtedly one of his defining features. However, it can also be seen as a limitation. His delivery is often so intense that it can be difficult to decipher his lyrics on the first listen. While this style works well for some songs, it can make others feel kind of overwhelming and chaotic. In contrast, Artists like Nas or Jay-Z often deliver their verses with a much smoother and more deliberate flow, which can be more easily enjoyed by a broader audience. When I Don't Give a Fuck or My Name Is dropped, his voice and delivery was somewhat of a novelty. It was like, who's this little white kid with the high-pitched voice and super pointy nose saying all this ridiculously crazy shit? As time wore on though, the voice often became more of a shriek, nails on a chalkboard to many rap fans. With that said though, Eminem has displayed a remarkable versatility in his rhyme delivery. He can easily switch between flows, cadences, and vocal tones to fit the mood and subject matter of his songs, which not many MCs can do. I really feel like a B+ is a fair score here. It rewards that versatility and novelty while taking into account the sometimes shrill and whiny nature of his voice. Similar to how MF Doom sets the standard for vocabulary and Tupac sets the standard for impact on the culture, Eminem sets the standard for wordplay. I mean, A+. Honestly, we don't even have to go into some big deep analysis for this one. It's an A+ for wordplay. Moving on. This one was a tough one for me. On the one hand, you do have those Dre beats, some of which have become some of the most recognizable in history, but on the other, you have the more contemporary or experimental sounds that he's released, which may help him appeal to a broader audience, but that doesn't mean they were dope by conventional standards. Some of M's beats, especially some of the recent ones, just aren't really that tight. I mean, to me personally, shit's not that tight, especially when you compare it to some early bangers he had, like Role Model, for instance. That beat was dope. Some albums have featured beats that felt less inspired or memorable, which has led to debates among fans and critics about the overall quality of certain projects. Another thing to consider is that in some songs, the complexity of his rhymes may draw more attention than the production itself, potentially causing the beats to go underappreciated. Overall, I think a B grade encompasses all of these ideas and gives a fair rating with both the good and the bad being represented. B for beats. Eminem's level of creativity throughout his career has been a roller coaster ride. His undeniable strengths in wordplay, storytelling, and emotional resonance have solidified his status as a hip-hop icon. Yet, he hasn't been immune to the pitfalls of repetitive themes and controversial content. His early work, especially laden with dark humor and a penchant for controversy, quickly made him a polarizing figure in the industry. His controversial lyrics and themes, including accusations of misogyny, homophobia, and violence, have drawn criticism for crossing various lines. His creative choices have left some listeners questioning the line between artistic expression and that social responsibility. Eminem's career has seen him evolve creatively, a testament to his adaptability. He's ventured into more introspective and mature territory on albums like Recovery and the Marshall Mathers LP2, demonstrating his willingness to grow and evolve as an artist. In the end, Eminem's creative journey is one marked by its unapologetic audacity. His ability to tell vivid stories and his use of a wild imagination has made for some of the most interesting songs and raps out there, so that has to be rewarded. The flip side is there is some repetitiveness in his themes and subject matter, so a B for creativity feels right. Eminem's lyrical abilities have been a beacon calling out to hip-hop heads and fans of lyrics for years now. His intricate wordplay, clever rhyme schemes, and vivid storytelling have helped elevate the genre to new heights. His raw vulnerability has resonated with listeners worldwide. His willingness to tackle personal demons, addiction, and mental health topics in his music has humanized him in the eyes of fans and destigmatized these important issues, making them subjects of conversation within hip-hop. Some critics have taken issue with his lyrics and some of the themes he rapped about, like we talked about earlier. These lyrical choices sparked debates about artistic freedom versus responsibility, leading to calls for more thoughtful and respectful content within music. Eminem's influence has also encouraged a generation of rappers to adopt a more conventional and battle-driven, organic approach to rapping, prioritizing rhyme disses. This competitive culture is part of the genre's DNA, and M's dedication to that earns points in the keeping it true portion of this impact category. Now, many will argue he was only as popular as he was because he was white, which, did he get more attention and opportunities and more popularity because he was white? Yeah, of course. But at the same time, he emerged as a white rapper in a predominantly black environment, which means he was able to gain the respect of his peers through his authentic self and incredible rhyme skills. While he's not Tupac, he's actually closer than you might think. Eminem's like the rap Beatles, so A+ for impact on the culture. So there's Eminem's report card. If we add up the total, we get a combined score of 23. Divide that by our 6, and that gives Shady a 3.83 rapper GPA. It's strong, it's a B+. Actually ranks out higher than Tupac, which I'm sure I won't hear anything about though. If you do want to yell at me, just leave it down in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can be notified when new report cards drop. Until next time, this is Snuph from Dirty Earthlings with the Rapper Report Card signing out. Peace.